Well, good Sunday afternoon, South Plains. This is a recorded video recorded at 3 p.m. on our Sunday, June 8th, 2025. And today we're highlighting yet again another severe weather risk across the South Plains region. And we have, as a result of that risk, issued a weather aware day. And that's what we're going to dive into today here with our video forecast update, are the details as to what we can expect. So notice areas in red on the screen right now have the highest likelihood of seeing severe weather today, although severe weather is expected in the level 1, 2, 3, and 4 risk areas. Main concerns, damaging wind gusts around 100 miles per hour. So today's storms will be nothing to mess around with. In addition to those damaging wind gusts, we could see some large hail and isolated tornadoes. Flash flooding will be a concern for some as well, and we're going to cover all of that in today's video forecast update. So active watches as of the 3 o'clock hour are out for Palmer, Castro, Swisher, Briscoe Hall, and Childers counties. This is a severe thunderstorm watch that runs through 9 p.m. tonight. The National Weather Service is noting that we will likely see an additional watch come out a little bit later on this evening, and it will include areas well to the south of this current watch. So within the current watch area that runs through 9 p.m., any severe storms that pop up in that area could produce wind gusts as high as 80 miles per hour, hail up to roughly softball size, just under it there at 3.5 inches in diameter. And some isolated tornadoes will be a possibility in those locations as well. As we take more of a deeper view as to who has the highest potential today, this is our overall categorical risk outlook issued by the Storm Prediction Center. And what this is saying, that any location shaded in dark green, yellow, orange, or red has the chance to see severe weather today, but it's greatest there for areas in red under that level 4 out of 5 risk. Essentially what this is saying, if it's a level 4 out of 5, somewhere within that area there's an 80% likelihood of seeing severe storms, whereas areas in the dark green, somewhere within that area there's roughly about a 20% chance of seeing some severe storms. So the higher the number, the higher risk of severe weather today. And of course, that greatest risk is over northeastern portions of our viewing area. So let's break that down by category, shall we? Tornado outlook. That's what we're going to start with. Areas in brown, if you drop your finger on any given point in that location of brown, do a 25-mile radius around it, that's basically saying there's a 5% chance that we'll see a tornado in those locations today. Areas in dark green, a 2% chance of seeing that activity. The wind outlook is why we have our moderate risk issued for today with that level 4 out of 5 risk. Notice for areas in pink there, drop your finger, say for Matador, for example, draw a 25-mile radius around it. Essentially, it's saying you have a 50-50 shot at seeing damaging wind gusts there today. Areas in red, a 30% chance of that occurring. Areas in yellow, 15% chance of that occurring. And areas in dark brown, about a 5% chance of that occurring. But with that risk outlook for wind, we do have the significant wind potential. So what that means is anywhere for areas in blue, those wind gusts that occur with severe storms today are expected to be roughly 70 miles per hour or greater at their peak intensity. And again, today, I think those wind gusts could be high as that 100 mile per hour mark. Large hail is also a big concern today. Areas in yellow, or rather red, a 30% chance of seeing large hail within a 25-mile radius, 15% chance for areas in yellow, and a 5% chance there for areas in brown. But again, like with the wind, we do have a significant hail potential today. All these areas in purple could see hail of at least 2 inches or larger in diameter. And again, our forecast is for the largest range of that to be about grapefruit sized, which is roughly 4 inches in diameter. So let's take a look at our forecast models. Again, what we're expecting for the rest of the afternoon and evening hours. As we go forward in time, by the 5 o'clock time frame, beginning to see that activity really start to bubble up within our forecast area for KLBK, mainly over western locations. This activity is going to continue to bubble up and push to the east, but the main event is going to be coming in out of the Texas Panhandle, pushing from north to south. As this happens, we are expecting a line of damaging wind gusts to set up and push to the south and east. That will continue on and off through the evening into the overnight hours. You can see by 11 p.m. still possibly contending with that risk. That through midnight, 1 a.m. over eastern areas. And we'll have to watch this little boundary that's going to set up over northern areas. We could see some training with storm development there that will really heighten our flash flood potential. So again, this model that we just showed you, don't take it as overall 100% truth, but rather a guidance as to who could see what and around what time frames that could occur. This model showed that northeastern and northern areas have the best chance of seeing severe weather today, but again, it could occur area-wide. So again, the biggest concerns up to those 100-mile-per-hour wind gusts, isolated tornadoes up to grapefruit-sized hail, and there is that flash flooding potential as well. Northeastern areas have been highlighted by the Weather Prediction Center under a slight risk of flash flooding today, highlighted by areas in yellow, areas in green, under that marginal risk of seeing some flash flooding later on today. So you're watching this video and you say, well, Jacob, I may see a storm, I may not see a storm, but if I'm going to, what time can I expect that around where I live? So on the screen right now, what this is saying, areas in black, around that 4 to 6 p.m. time frame is the soonest in which you could see severe storms arrive today. Areas in gray in the midsection of our viewing area, storms at their earliest arrival time expected from 6 to 8 p.m. And off the Caprock and over the rolling plains, storms arriving again at the earliest time frame, I think around the 8 to 10 p.m. time frame. Does this mean that, for example, in La Mesa there on the bottom side of our map coverage area, that they only are going to see severe weather from 6 to 8 p.m.? No. What this map is saying is that's the soonest time frame in which things could begin to start. What I like to tell you all whenever you see this map, if you live in that 6 to 8 p.m. time frame, you need to be at home for the day by 6 p.m. If you live in Tatum, you're in the 4 to 6 p.m. time frame. You need to be at home for the day by 4 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Mountain Time. If you live in Matador, you need to be at home for the day no later than 8 p.m. That's whenever you need to be at home watching the forecast here on KLBK, staying up to date and staying weather aware. So we have some severe weather safety tips to go over with you as well. As soon as you start to hear that thunder roar, head indoors. If you're close enough to hear the thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. Be sure whenever severe warnings are issued for your location to seek shelter in an interior room of a sturdy building that's on a permanent foundation. Mobile homes are not a good option to seek shelter in during tornadoes. They're not as prone to receiving as much damage during severe thunderstorm warnings, but again, when we have wind gusts of 100 miles per hour like we're expecting today, those mobile homes aren't going to be the safest option for you to be in. Again, a safe space is going to be somewhere in the middle portion of your home, away from any outside walls and windows. We'll get more to that in just a second. But stay off the roads today, folks. This is why we're giving you the heads up, and avoid driving through flooded road waters if you absolutely have to be out. Again, today, only get out if you absolutely have to, especially if you live in Lubbock or points northeast of Highway 84. If you are caught out in the road under one of these severe storms, never park your vehicle under an overpass. That actually, under overpasses, acts like a wind tunnel and causes wind speeds to increase as they roll through there. And also, if you're stopping there parking on the roads, all it's doing is backing up traffic and putting all your neighbors who are also out on the roadways at a greater risk of being injured during severe weather events. The best thing to do if you're on the road, find a safe, sturdy building nearby to go and park at, and go inside for shelter. And make sure as we go throughout the day today, you have multiple ways to receive severe weather alerts. We like to say at least 3 ways. One of those are Everything Lubbock Weather app, your NOAA Weather Radio, and following us over the air on KLBK Channel 13, following our YouTube live stream that we have there, and of course staying up to date with the National Weather Service. A good way to do that, again, is with the NOAA Weather Radio. So if you're kind of confused on where your safe place is at, if you have a basement, that will be the best option for you to seek shelter in. If you don't, an interior room away from any outside walls or windows. In this example on the right, on the lowest level of a permanent foundation building, is the bathroom here, highlighted there in red. Another good place, if that bathroom wasn't there, would be the hallway just on the bottom side of that. And again, if a tornado warning is issued, you definitely have to head to your safe place. Again, the best thing to do while you're in your safe place is to cover your head as well, because one of the #1 leading causes of traumatic injuries, serious injuries, and death during tornadoes and severe storms is blunt force trauma to the head. That's why we tell you to wear a bicycle helmet. Cover your head with something like a pillow. If you're in a bathroom and can lay in a bathtub, put a mattress over the top of you. Those are going to be good options as well. And again, if you're outside, try to find the nearest sturdy shelter close to you. By a sturdy shelter, we mean a building with a permanent foundation. If that's not an option, as a last resort, lie face down in a lower lying portion of the field or wherever you're at and cover the back of your head. Never try to get in your car, folks, either, if you are put under a tornado warning, to try to outrun that. You definitely just need to stay where you're at and try to seek shelter to stay safe there. But of course, today we are continuing with our Weather Aware Day across the South Plains. We will be providing continuous coverage here on KLBK. We are live streaming on YouTube today. We've had some issues with Facebook not letting us use that, so of course we will be live on YouTube, and you can find the latest link to that here at the top of our forecast article at everythinglubbock.com. Just head there, click on the weather tab, KLBK weather. It'll be the first thing that pops up there article-wise, and there's a link to our live stream there. So stay safe today, South Plains, stay weather aware, and of course, as always, stick with your KLBK First Warning Weather Team.